Hello everyone, it's Moonkin FTW here with another video, and today I want to give you guys an in-depth tour of a park I made, which is called Coaster Valley. And yeah, I just want to give you guys some extra information, some bit of a background story, and some more information and details regarding the rides I've made, and just to give you guys a nice in-depth tour of this park. And yeah, so how about we get started? So the reason I started making this park is actually an idea I had that I wanted to try, or kind of a challenge, if you will. Because these days, in the coaster world, there is a company called RMC, and they are very popular right now, and they make really nice hybrid coasters. Which basically means that the supports are made of wood, and then the track is metal, and they add crazy swoopy turns and quick banked turns, if you will, and zero G rolls and all that crazy stuff. And I thought to myself, it would be a nice little challenge to see if I can make one of those in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Because in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, at least in open RCT2, you have the RMC available. You can just build it and that's it. It's not hard to really make one. But in RCT3, however, you don't have that, so you have to improvise. So I thought to myself, that might be a really cool challenge to kind of replicate an RMC. So actually, while this park starts over here, actually it started here. This was all just flat green ground, and around here I started just making some random coaster designs until I finally kind of fell in love with this one. And maybe I should have I just copy pasted it to the beginning of the park, then maybe it wouldn't have been so extensive. But I thought to myself, you know what, might as well just keep it here and I'll build some stuff around it. So it all started with this roller coaster. I have a video up with the POV, and it's called Outlaw, and this is the RMC I was able to make. And yeah, I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but I actually think it turned out quite well. So it all has custom wooden supports, and I used Steelworks for this, and it's thousands and thousands of individual pieces. And it looks like it took months to build, but luckily with RCT3, and this is a really cool feature, you can save certain custom scenery designs. You can make it as crazy as you want. So I have a whole bunch of stuff saved here. So for instance, support structures like this one, I can import it, and you see everything there, it exists out of multiple pieces, and I can just place it, boom, and I can just copy paste that over and over again. And that's exactly what I did here. I mean, if I go all the way down, you should be able to see some of them. So I have a diagonal support here. So this whole block piece, which exists out of maybe like 8 or 10 pieces, I was able to save it and then just copy paste it all over again. And a few other things. So it looks very, very extensive, and it still took a lot of time to make, because of course all these block pieces had to be individually made, at least on the edge of the roller coaster, so the roller coaster wouldn't hit any of these pieces, if you will. But of course, first of all, it started with the design of the roller coaster. So first of all, the train leaves the station and goes into this small hill into a barrel roll, and then it gets into the chain lift. And in iconic RMC style, it goes down in a 90-degree fashion into this quick bunny hop hill here. It's kind of hard to replicate. And then it goes into this bank turn straight to a zero G roll, which flows very nicely, into some more bank turns. And then it has this very fast, swoopy kind of turn to the right, if you will, 90 degrees. It goes down into this large overbank turn. And then it goes all the way down here, and this is really cool because it goes all the way into this complex wooden structure, goes up again into another zero G roll. Actually, if there's a train running, we can follow it along. Unfortunately, oh, there's one. I'm going to just speed it up really, really quick so we can kind of go along here. So as I said, quick hill into a zero G roll. And there's a motorcycle there in the outside, sorry about that. Over into this overbank turn here, and it goes all the way down here to these swoopy turns, into another zero G, into another couple of fast turns. Again, I'm really trying to replicate this kind of fast-paced, swoopy, quick turns that an RMC is known for. and then into another kind of like banked hill here, into another fast turn, into a last 0G roll, and it ends with a bunny hop here, and then into the station. So that's how this whole thing started. I started building this, and I know this the track design is the B&M style, if you will, but this was the best coaster I could work with, because this is the only coaster that allows for these kind of medium 0G rolls and very smooth bank turns. So this is the best shot I have. So this is where it all started. It started right here, and of course then I started building the path around this roller coaster. And then, you know, like I said, I like building parks, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna build a park. I'm not in a rush to display this model, this roller coaster, so I just started building around it. So here we have a nice little area where people can walk, and you can sit here and enjoy the view of the roller coaster, for instance. And then there's a Ferris wheel where if you would sit, you can, you know, look at the lake or the RMC right here. And then I just started going nuts. So here we have the RMC with a few flat rides, and then let's go slowly but surely to the entrance of the park. So here we have a discus wheel, which goes, you know, back and forth, and it really goes into this lake. So you're gonna have a really cool view if you would ride this. We have a go-karts track here next to the lake, and then another cool thing I wanted to do is build a really nice bridge, and this kind of resembles the Golden Gate a little bit. Same color scheme, same kind of build style. So I thought this was really cool to add into the park. Now over here we have an intimate mega coaster, and this one draws a lot of inspiration from Goliath, which I believe now is called different. It's one of the few mega coasters that is kind of close to where I live, and it's one of my favorite roller coasters I've ridden. Bear in mind you, I haven't ridden a lot of roller coasters, so it's one of the few I rode, but it's a really cool ride, and it's a mega coaster, so it doesn't exceed 200 feet. And with these, with the coaster design of RCT3, I was able to make something that was actually incredibly smooth. So, for instance, you have these overbank turns, which really help in making these very nice, long, swoopy turns that feel incredibly smooth when you're riding it. It also allows for 90-degree turns, which is what RCT 1 and 2 don't have. And then, yeah, so the layout is really cool. We can follow the train along here. So as I said, it makes these really nice swoopy turns here. And then it goes back around. And quick switch back here into another overbank turn. And then you have another bunny hop here with some nice airtime. Into another 90-degree turn. Into another overbank here. Into another 90-degree turn. Oh, and then it has this... yeah, a few bends that go down. Here we have the station into one final bunny hop here with some crazy airtime, then another final overbank turn, and then into the brake run. And there you go. That's the mega coaster. Now right next to it we have a classic Schwarzkopf looper, and I actually really like this design as well. It's kind of basic in terms of layout, doesn't have any crazy elements, but there's a few cool things to point out here. First of all, I like the color scheme. I wanted to do something different here, so we have a blue roller coaster, the track design, and red supports, and it has these double loops here, very iconic for a Schwarzkopf looper, excuse me. And they also have these like small overback turns, which again is an exclusive for RCT3, which is really cool. It turns around back towards the station, and then the final overbank turn here into the brake run, and then it goes back into the station. So that's nice. And again, like any other park I make, I try to really fill up the park with a lot of flat rides and any sort of facilities that the guest might need. So you have toilets, an ATM, food and drinks, benches, garbage bins. You know, it's fully operational. It's got handymen, it's got mechanics. So this is a full-fledged park. You got a nice slide here, some dot gems or dot gems, whatever they're called, teacups ride, and I did want to use this lake right here and build a roller coaster that actually goes into the lake. I'm going to pause it right here. So I wanted to make an intimate accelerator, and I used the Hershey Storm Runner roller coaster that comes with the expansion pack Soaked for Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I call it Tsunami. And yeah, we can follow it along. So it launches out of the station into the middle of the lake into this top hat, and it goes over very slow. You get a nice view of the lake here, and you drop down into this, I'm not sure what this is called. It's kind of like a dive loop, I guess. So you go up here and then into this crazy element, which I absolutely love. So you go here and you switch back around into a 0G roll, and then you have this brake run, this slope brake run, and it moves back into the station. So I really like this kind of short but sweet accelerator. I love how it looks. It actually took quite a while because all the supports had to be aligned with the level of water, which took quite a while, but I really like how it turned out. I think it looks quite awesome. So yeah, it's a nice little feature here in the middle of the lake. Let's see what else is there to show. So of course this is the beginning of the park, and you know, like any park I make, I always try to start with a little gathering area, like a main area, if you will. And it starts out with some junior rides. So we got the merry-go-round, the spiral slide, a chair swing, so nothing crazy. And again, it's fully equipped with like food and drinks and benches and garbage bins, a double sky wheel, and also a bit of a small pier here, so you can chill and relax and look at the lake, and you know, get a nice view of the park, if you will. Over here I made a junior coaster, which I really like. It's got the log train, and I really like the design of this. It's kind of short but sweet, but it really looks like a nice little realistic junior coaster. So it goes down into a few bank turns, and it's got this really nice kind of long swoopy helix here that the train goes through, as it goes through right now. And again, I used all custom supports for this, pretty much for every coaster I make. It's called Moby Steel Jungle. It's pretty time consuming to make it, but if you do it right, then it looks really cool and very realistic. So it comes down here with a final S-bend into a 180-degree turn and then into the brake run. What else is there to show? So as with any park these days, I try not to really fill it up too much, because unfortunately RCT3 it really tanks in terms of frame rate and performance if there's a lot going on. So I made a park called New Holland, and that was almost completely full, and the frame rate would just drop drastically. So now I try to make a lake and also some open areas with just some trees and some mountains to kind of make sure the frame rate doesn't drop too drastically. So you're gonna find some kind of empty spaces, but you know, that's okay. So here we have a bit of a park with some apple trees where you can just chill if you're a guest, and you know, you get some food or drinks here. You sit down and relax. Over here we have a log flume ride. Didn't spend a whole lot of time here. Just wanted to have a log flume ride because I barely ever make one. I don't know why, because in RCT1 or 2 I always make them, but nothing crazy. It just starts out here, goes up to a smaller hill, and it goes up this I wouldn't call it a chain lift, but it goes up into this like double feature here, and it splashes down and it goes back into the station. It's got a nice built station here into this like western or, you know, countryside theme. I think it turned out pretty okay. So there you go, that is the log flume. And then next to the RMC, which I started with, we have a little wooden coaster here. I actually like how this turned out. Let's see if we can follow a train here. I'm just gonna speed it up, see if we can. Yeah, there we go, nice. So it starts off, it's not too high but also not too small, so it's a proper like adult or grown-up coaster, if you will. So it goes down here into this nice bunny hop. Oh, excuse me, the mouse sometimes goes crazy. Here you see some pre-made designs. Excuse me, I forgot to delete these. Into this bank turn, and it goes around into this diagonal kind of drop, if you will, and then it makes this long swoopy kind of turnaround, and it then follows the rest of the ride kind of lower, if you will, which is also what a lot of wooden coasters in real life do. So I thought it looked kind of realistic. No one riding it so far because the peeps generally tend to stick to the front of the park for some reason. Goes into this final helix here, and then it goes into this brake run, and again I made kind of like a classic western theme, if you will. There are some guests checking it out. I mean, it's open, so I don't know why they're not riding it, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's pretty much the full park. That's all I got to show you for you guys. Again, it started out with an RMC. to see if I can make it, and then I just started expanding and expanding and expanding until we've had what we have right here, just a full-fledged park with over 1,200 guests and all the accommodations you could ask for. So it's got a nice collection of roller coasters, a collection of flat rides, you know, everything the guests want: food, drinks, toilet, ATM, you name it. Guests, benches, garbage bins, you know, plenty of foliage, flowers, some bushes, some gardens, and yeah, I think it looks awesome. I really like the way it turned out, and I hope you guys like the way it turned out too. Hope you guys like this, you know, this more in-depth tour of this park, if you will. And who knows, I'll upload the individual POVs of these rides as well, because some of them, they're not really worth it, like this small junior coaster or the wooden coaster. They're not that impressive, to be honest. So I might upload maybe this mega coaster and this intimate accelerator, but yeah, let's see, maybe in the future. But for now, I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, maybe I'll see you in the future. But for now, hope you guys have a wonderful day.